Cartel shit, baby.
This ain't just a podcast, it's a movement. From the block to the boardroom, I Do It For My City is where stories meet purpose. Now you can rep the culture loud and proud. Introducing official I Do It For My City merch. Hoodies, tees, hats, and more. Designed with heart, built for the hustle. Every piece tells a story. Every stitch a shout out to the people who grind from where they're from. So whether you're repping your hood, your hustle, or your heritage, do it with pride, do it with purpose, do it for your city. Available now only at IDoItForMyCity.com.
Do it for my city TV. I do it for my city TV because I do it for my city TV. It's your boy Young Yak on the tag. You know the rest like that. This is the campaign edition. We are here with the great
Mike Klein.
Mike, you gotta look at the camera.
Mike Klein.
Mike Klein. So Mike, I got a couple questions. I got hold on, because I had wrote all this down.
That's all right.
That's why I was practicing out there. But it's a lot of stuff, so all right, I'm here with Mike Klein, Army and Desert Storm veteran. He's running for Congress.
That's correct.
The third.
That's it.
The third. So for one, everybody knows about like the Republican and Democrats. You're running for their
As an independent.
Can you tell me about that? That's what I want to know, because most people don't know about. It's just they say, okay, the Republican and Democrat. Tell us about independence.
So we have, in most of the time, we got a two-party race.
Okay.
But you probably noticed over the last many years, everybody's just fighting.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting along.
Yeah.
And they're attacking each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Congress has an 11% approval rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that's the other way of saying it is 89% of us don't think they're doing a good job at all. It's because they got each other fighting. Okay, the Democrats fighting the Republicans fighting the Democrats, while they're hollowing out our communities, they're hollowing out our economy.
Yeah.
Nobody's had folks haven't had a raise in basically 40 years.
Yes.
You know, everything's unaffordable.
Yes.
Gas is up. Well, it's inflation's part of it, but
yeah.
Gas is up, rent's gone crazy, food, the cost of food, everything's gotten unaffordable. Insurance, and it's because of corruption.
Yes.
Both parties are incredibly corrupt.
Yes.
There's big money and special interests that have infiltrated over decades both parties, and they no longer serve
the people.
In fairness, they don't serve the people.
Yeah.
They serve the people that give them money.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Makes sense, right?
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Stop real quick. For the people that don't know, because there's a lot of people don't know about campaigning. Why is it that the big, like the Republicans and stuff, like you'll see tobacco companies funding Trump or gun parties?
Yep.
Because they got their own like interest in what they, you know what I'm saying? So tell us about that.
So a lot of what happens in Washington D.C. in terms of the laws that are passed influence what companies can do and what they can't do.
Yeah.
Whether they pay taxes,
Yeah.
whether they are allowed to pollute our communities,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're allowed to put dirty air, you know, all of that is determined by the laws that are passed in Washington. And companies over the last really 50 years have taken advantage of their opportunity to effectively bribe congressmen.
Okay.
Because if you give them a whole lot of money for their election campaign, when they get elected and they want a favor,
It's payola.
it's payola.
Yeah.
All right? But it's legal payola.
Yeah.
And the net result over a period of years is we got really three, just as an example, we've got three companies that control our food supply.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And as a result, they collude amongst themselves, and the prices go up and up and up and up, and they put all the small businesses out of business.
Yes.
And when you go into a grocery store, you're buying effectively through one of those three companies.
Yeah.
50 years ago, they would have broken them up.
Yeah.
That's called antitrust.
Yeah.
They would have broken them up. They don't do that now because the big money that finances these campaigns,
Yeah.
they're getting what they want, which is they don't want antitrust legislation enforced.
Yes.
They don't want regulations on whether or not they can use pesticides when they're growing our food.
Yes.
They don't want any of that. So, and I could go by, and I'm not going to do it, but I can go by every single industry is controlled by a very small number of companies.
Okay.
And it's hollowed out our cities, it's hollowed out our rural communities. We send all of our jobs overseas.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. Everybody knows it. And the question is if you're putting your finger on it, like, what's the problem? The problem is the corruption. And what's emerging all over the country is a legitimate, independent block of candidates.
Okay.
So I got a question for you. So there's been some really good polling, right? Where they call people up and like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that, right? And there's been multiple polls on this. What percentage do you think the American public identifies as independent, not Democrat, not Republican?
2%.
47%.
For real?
For real. Dead serious. 47%.
Okay, hold on, time out. So how do why do they get most of the votes? Oh, I'm gonna say this too, because somebody else wanted me to help them campaign, right?
Sure.
And his name is Xavier. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
So I came up with a slogan for him.
Yeah.
X marks the spot. Because when you go to
that's good.
You go into the polls. Most people vote for the presidency, like Trump and Biden at the time. When you look at the signs, everybody got signs at the poll, and you just remember a couple signs. Like when I went in there, I voted for me. I'm not gonna lie. For president, I put other, and I put my name on it.
You wrote yourself in.
That's what I did. But what I identified with is like the signs that I saw last. Like, oh, this is for the Congress. This is for the commission. This is for who are these people? I don't know none of these people. So sometimes it's like, but like I told the guy, I said his name is Xavier. They came up with X marks the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I know people will identify with that. That's just like McDonald's, Burger King, the Arches, the King, whatever. They're not even identified with the burgers. They're like, well, that's McDonald's. Okay, we got X mark. I'm gonna just put him on there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we have to get to the people. I didn't even know, like you said, independence is like 40. I thought it was gonna be like 2-3% because when you look at the vote, it's always be Democrat, Republican, and it'd be like neck and neck or back and forth, and then you don't see anything else. But you said 46% or 47%.
47%.
That is crazy.
It's crazy, and it's a movement. In other words, every year, more and more people get frustrated. Like, you spend your whole life being a Democrat. I always vote Democrat. And then at some point, people's like, well, they're not doing anything for me.
Yeah, nothing.
They're not doing anything. They come and get my vote.
Yeah.
And then
8 years, you'll hear
see nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
That's a fact.
Everything's still expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They tell you what they're gonna do. Like, we're gonna lower gas. Gas almost $5. Yo, it's been the highest it ever been. It's just a lot of promises, but it's just for that moment. I want to cut you off, but I did something one time.
Tell me.
It was for Biden.
Yep.
And I still didn't vote for him, but I voted for me again. So with the Biden campaign,
that's awesome.
They gave so much money. They had $7 million left, and I did a whole campaign for him. They gave me like $40,000 for 10 days, and I did a walk to the march to the polls. So I put together. We had like probably 5,000 people out there in 10 days.
Wow. And
we walked them to the polls. You know what I'm saying? I did this thing called Man in My City. That's rapping, whatever. But it got so many people out that after that they hit me up. It was like, well, in 4 years we need to
do this again.
Yeah, but we're gonna give you more money this time. We want to do it at Citizen Field. And I didn't hear from them until it's time to vote. Like commissioners and everybody hit me up, calling me. Oh, we want to put something together. Where you been at this whole time? You know what I'm saying? So
meanwhile, you're doing the hard work,
yes,
which is getting
people
backpacks.
Yes.
To take care of kids when they're going back to school.
And they don't pick up the phone for that. But now if it was time for election time, we want to fund that. We want to do. It's just so much stuff.
Well, so the independents.
Yeah.
Are rising. It's happened all over the country. I'm a military guy.
Yes.
Okay. There's 95 people like me running for Congress.
Okay.
Ex-military veterans as independents all over the country.
Okay.
There's 400 independents running for Congress, of which 95 are veterans. here's what's happening at the congressional level, because you got local politics, state politics, and federal. At the federal level, you have a situation where right now the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans is 5 votes. So if you got to have 218 people in Congress in order to have a majority.
Yeah.
And in Congress, if you have a majority, you can control things, right?
Yeah.
So the independents like me that are running for Congress, the goal is not to get 218, the goal is to get 5. Why? We want to prevent the Democrats or the Republicans from getting a majority.
Okay.
Which means, and they call it the fulcrum strategy, you know, you put a fulcrum in.
Yeah.
What we're doing is preventing any legislation to pass unless they come to us.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a majority.
Yeah.
And they won't talk to each other. They don't work together.
Yeah.
They fight with each other. So we call, the people like me that are doing this all over the country, we're calling it a coalition of common sense.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff that needs to get done, but the Democrats and the Republicans, they're not representing us anymore at the federal level.
Yeah.
Locally, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm talking about what's happening in Washington, D.C. So it's important for people to understand that if you want to get something different, you're going to have to vote differently for Congress.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you an example from me.
Yeah.
Neither the Democrats or the Republicans are going to seriously tackle the corruption.
Yeah.
All right? But if we don't figure out a way, Elon Musk gave Donald Trump $350 million for his. You don't think he wants anything for that?
He won a lot.
I mean, he got billions in government contracts.
Yeah.
So from his point of view, good investment.
Yeah.
In a democracy, people with enormous amounts of money shouldn't be able to buy elections.
Yes.
Right?
Like that.
So all of that should be illegal. Corporations should not be able to put money into races.
Yeah.
There was a time when maximum each individual could put in was $2,000, then $2,300, then $2,500, which is still a lot of money, but that ain't $350 million, right?
Yeah.
So all of that needs to be illegal. The only way that's going to happen where we have system change is if we get a group of independents in Congress who have brass knuckles, who are like very focused on what's good for the people of this country.
Yeah.
And that's the only, at this point, I'm on a hand on heart, it's the only way this is going to happen. The good news is that that's why I started with the 47%.
Yeah. I got to ask you something.
Yeah. So the current Congresswoman and me are on the ballot, and then we'll have a Democrat. So it'll be the 3 of us on.
Yeah.
If I get one more vote than the other 2, then I'm in.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I can beat Kat Kamik.
Yeah.
The Democrats can't. It's a long story why, but I will say this. The things that I talk about on my campaign website, and I want everybody to go look at it, Mike Klein 4 Congress at MikeKleinForCongress.com. And you'll have it on your blog. Go look at what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? There's stuff I'm proposing you will not get from the Democrats and the Republicans.
Yeah.
But this isn't just sort of pie in the sky. That's why I started with 47%.
Yeah.
People want change. They're tired of what's been going on. I have had conversations with. I like to talk to folks.
Yes.
That's why I met you.
You was talking to me.
I was like,
that's me. That's how
I'm really curious.
Yeah.
And I want to learn what's going on in people's lives. I want to find out like what do you need? What is not working for you in your life? And if you listen very carefully and you're respectful,
yes.
It's part of my campaign is you give respect, you get respect, right? But people out in the rural communities, they got a lot more in common with folks here living downtown than the Democrats or Republicans would let you know.
Yeah.
They want you fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. It's the oldest game in the book. And actually, if you're a parent with 2 kids and you live out in the country,
yeah,
and you're a parent with 2 kids and you live in Sugar Hill,
yeah,
you got the same problems.
Yeah.
You're worried about health care.
Yeah.
You're worried about if my child falls off a swing and breaks their arm, I might lose my house.
Yeah.
I might go bankrupt. So number 1 cause of bankruptcy in the United States is medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only country in the world from the OECD, so basically the 45 developed countries.
Yeah.
44 of them, healthcare is provided to their people for free.
From the government, yes.
From the government. 44 out of 45. We're the only one that doesn't do it. And we spend significantly more than everybody else. So we have the most expensive healthcare system, and we have the worst outcomes.
Yes.
But you know what it's like. How many folks do we know? I know a lot of people. We know a lot of people, right? Everybody watching this, you know a lot of people. They don't go to the doctor.
Yeah. Because they can't afford it.
They can't afford it.
They can't afford it.
And they know there's something wrong. I'll be all right. I had something like this 10 years ago and I got better. Well, they ignore it and they don't go to the doctor.
And you get older.
And they get older, and well, then it turns out they got cancer.
Yeah.
Turns out it's something that if they had dealt with it 5 years earlier,
yeah.
Well, guess what? When they treat you when you're too sick to fix, that's really expensive.
Yes.
In our country, we need to be investing in healthcare in our communities so people identify, they stay healthy.
And they want to come to the doctor.
They want to come to the doctor. Neither the Democrats or Republicans are serious about community health. They're not serious.
Just about the medicine. They want to push the medicine.
They are not serious about solving this problem.
You're right about that.
And so that's just an example I could go with. The broader point, I suppose, is that the lived reality of families, of parents, of kids, all over the district. I don't care whether you got a D by your name, an R by your name, in terms of voter registration, non-party affiliate, it doesn't matter. Okay? People that have broad relationships across all these different communities like I do will tell you, hand on heart, man, everybody's going through the same thing. This is the same thing. Now, I will say historical patterns of discrimination are real. And just one small thing, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, and it ain't the Secretary of War, only Congress can change that name. He went in front of, I went to West Point, okay, United States Military Academy. I was an infantry officer, airborne ranger, all of that, fought in Desert Storm. And 30%, I think it's 30% of the folks that graduate from West Point come from diverse communities. They don't look like me, right? And Pete Hegseth went to the West Point graduation a month ago, and he said in front of all of these folks, including these, and let me tell you what, everybody that's there, they've earned the place. To graduate from West Point, it's hard. It's very hard work. He had the audacity to stand in front of these graduating cadets that are about to become lieutenants in the Army and say diversity is not our strength.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. And this is Pete Hegseth saying that to folks, and I'm like, no wonder people are angry. How can you say that? Every one of the people in there is a proud American. They're going to serve their country, and he has the audacity to insult them. He said that diversity is our strength is the dumbest slogan ever, right? That's what he said, dumbest slogan ever. This is a guy with white nationalist tattoos. He must think we're dumb, right? So I strongly believe that the independents that are running across the country, I will not fight culture war stuff. I'm not going to do it. That's how they divide us. I'm going to fight to get investment for our communities. We need groceries. We need actual grocery stores in East London. You know, it's a food desert. It's insane. Right. We need more access to community health care all over everywhere. But talking about, I went to middle school in Lincoln Middle School. Down there, we need more access to preventative care, community health, to keep people healthy, so we don't have to have parents deciding they're not going to go get checked out because they gotta pay for medicine and they gotta feed their kids, so they're not taking care of themselves, and that's just I mean honestly, it's just a shame in this country. We're the richest country in the world, and we can't seem to get our act together. Over the last 50 years, the middle class and the working people in this country have been absolutely hammered. They've been hammered. 60% of the wealth over the last 50 years has been siphoned out of working communities to the top 1%. 60%.
I'm gonna tell, it's greed, man.
It's just greed.
It's greed. So I gotta ask you something else. I gotta ask you this. I want to know because I want them to know. I want you to tell a little bit about your Floridian history.
My Floridian history.
Yes, and tell us about like your upbringing.
Sure. So my people are from Baker County.
Baker County.
That's where my mom's people are from. I mean, if you chase it all the way back, it keeps going back and back and back. And 500 years, she was, Welsh and English and all the rest of that. But my dad, when he got out of the Navy, he was a doctor.
Yes.
We moved here in 1971 because my mom wanted to be near her family. So I grew up here.
Yeah, you're fifth generation.
I'm fifth generation Floridian. I grew up in Gainesville. All right. I went to Lincoln Middle, and was an amazing experience, having grown up in a lily white life. I mean, there was integration really hadn't happened. This is in the mid '70s, and so the opportunity to go to a school. I think when I went, it was like 20% white, 80% black.
Yeah.
And people were still figuring out how to like make that work. For me, it was because my parents were very robust anti-racist.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't playing.
Yeah.
They weren't putting up with any of that crap.
Yeah.
They said judge people based on
the
content of their character,
yes,
not on anything else. So I've been like this, like always.
Yeah.
But I ultimately, as time went by, I went to West Point. When I was 17, I rose, right hand, swore an oath to the Constitution. I was stationed at 25th Infantry Division in Hawaii. I lived on the North Shore, and that's when I stopped surfing because the waves are too big.
Yeah.
But I then went to Desert Storm. My family's been here in Gainesville forever.
Yeah.
Camp Crystal?
Yeah.
So my family's one of two families that have been camp counselors at Camp Crystal for like 50 years.
Yeah.
So when I was living all over the world, I lived in Venezuela, I lived in Europe. I'm an international business guy. I'm the chairman of a healthcare technology platform, and serving the military and veteran community. So I've basically done economic development for 35 years. But while I was doing international business and all of that, I came back all the time because my family was here.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, people of all because when you're in the military, people are like, where are you from? I'm like, well, my heart's in North Florida, because I still remember growing up and going to the Springs, and I used to wander out in Paynes Prairie with some friends. I don't recommend it. It's chasing snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've lived all over the world. I have an extremely I've had an amazing life. I've been very, very lucky. I've had wonderful mentors. I have extreme, being a military guy that looks like this, I have extreme privilege. I can get into any room.
Yeah.
But I'm also, I call reality, like real stuff.
Okay.
So I can look at what's going on, and I don't do left, right. By the way, when I got out of the military in 2003, I did it because I knew we were lying about weapons of mass destruction in the Iraq War.
Yeah.
I was very angry about that, and I went and I ended up becoming a presidential campaign manager for a congressman named Dennis Kucinich, who had voted against the Iraq War, and we campaigned all over the country, and it was a Democratic primary, and I was the military guy that was running the presidential campaign, and I traveled all over the country, and we had all these different folks that came up to us.
Yeah.
And I found out that it doesn't matter what you call yourself. Most Americans don't want to send our young men and women to die in the desert for no reason.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Oil.
No reason. And that was my first foray into real politics. But I discovered something. Left and right wasn't real.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, no, man, this isn't real.
Yeah.
They're just getting us to fight with each other.
Yeah.
Because if you actually talk to people, and I was in every different type of community.
Yeah.
and you talk to people about their lived reality, what it's like to be them, and where they're struggling, what are their aspirations, what are their dreams. Man, we're all the same, man. I'm telling you, people are all the same, and these are all fake fights. So politically, I became basically independent at that point. And don't believe the hype. Right?
You was in it. You was in the thick of it.
I was in the thick of it. And I do not believe the hype. So here I am back in the fray again, but this is my first time as a candidate, and I'm having a great time. I'm meeting lots of folks. I was so happy to meet. I was so happy to meet you guys. Right. And I admire some people have given up on our country. They've given up on our communities. Man, I'm ready to fight. I'm not done. All right, I'm not done, because people like me who've had extreme privilege, and had the opportunity to do the most amazing things. I've pushed legislation through in various places. I know how the game is played. I understand how money and power work. And I am telling you, hand on heart, everybody watching this, there is an opportunity for it's not just here in Gainesville, it's not just the 3rd Congressional District, it's all over the country. We can take back our country from the corrupt interests that have completely polluted the Democratic and Republican Party. And I will say this about the Democrats: bless their hearts, and I mean that in the most Southern way possible. I've endorsed Angie Nixon. And I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm mad as hell at them because they will not let her debate Alex Vindman.
Why is that?
She's running for Senate. Well, because if they ever put Angie on the stage with Alex Vindman, he's not going to look good. Do you know who she is?
No, I really don't. I done heard her name like 2 or 3 times.
Check her out. She's a Florida House representative from Jacksonville, from Northside, and everybody should go check her out. You get a chance on August 18th. If you're a Democrat, you get a chance to go vote for her. But Angie is a committed public servant who, in my personal opinion, whether or not people ultimately vote for Angie's an African American member of the Florida House, right? And she's prior military, or military brat. But whether or not people ultimately vote for Alex Vindman or Angie Nixon in the primary, the Democratic Party should put them on the stage and let them debate each other. But the power brokers that are influencing and corrupting the Florida Democratic Party, Alex Vindman is their anointed person, right? So here we go again. They're not treating her fairly, and I do not like that. I'm not down with that, man. I'm telling you right now. People that know me, they know I'm pissed about this.
They don't want her to debate him because she ultimately probably know more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, she's
She's a better candidate.
Oh hell yeah, 100%.
But he's probably getting pushed by the
moneyed interest.
Yes.
He'll do their bidding once he's elected. And this is my problem with the parties.
The party, that's why you want the 5.
I want 5 congressmen from the independent group.
Yes,
if we can get 10, we can get 20, that's fine. But there's a lot of great independent candidates running this time. And as the size of the American public gets more and more folks that are like, well, I'm tired of being taken advantage of. I'm tired of my vote. You coming around every 2 years, every 4 years.
4 years and saying this and that. So I want to say this. I want to let the people know, and I want you to let the people know how can they join the party. How can they join the movement? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't. They like I told you. When they go to the polls, they see Democrats, see Republicans. How can they join your movement? How can we get them behind you? Like what?
Well, the simple stuff is go to the website, volunteer. I will talk to anybody about anything. Nothing's off the table with me.
Okay.
All right. And
open book.
Oh, totally open book, and we don't have to agree on everything. But we can agree on most stuff because my interests are aligned with the voters.
With the people. You're not.
I don't have an agenda. I don't have to run a primary. I don't have a party boss in DC that tells me that you have to vote this way. If it's good for us, then that's what I'll do. So it's real simple. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find on my website. You can send us an email. You can give us a call. You can go volunteer, and that would be great. Love to have everybody participate. But I would say something else. Since you're involved in the community, I actually think educating voters and educating folks about what's actually going on in our political system.
Yeah.
Because were you surprised when I told you 47%?
Yes, I told you. I thought it was like 2 or 3%.
Right.
That's crazy.
But the Republicans, the Democrats, they won't tell you that.
Yeah.
They're scared of what's happening. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
What's coming is the people are in the process of taking back their government.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be happy to work with you guys to put together a series of education opportunities to inform people of like, look, let's do Civics 101. What's really going on?
Yes.
And what can you do to empower yourself through education and empower your community by getting active and getting involved. Now there's always folks like you guys who, it ain't talk, it's action.
Yes.
You guys you're doing it.
Yeah, we're going out. We see the people every day. There's some people that behind their desks or they just put stuff on the internet. You're gonna see us in every community.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
And I got it.
Yeah.
1,000 backpacks to 1,000 backpacks. You're doing that because there's families that need that support.
Yes, they do.
They want their kids to show up at school looking good with everything they need, so they start the year right. And so I admire that. And that's just, I'm sure you do other stuff, but that's as an example of you as a community leader, and you're not talking about it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important for us to educate all communities. This is whether you're a D or an R, whether you're somebody that's said like, look, man, I don't get involved in politics. I don't trust any of them. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
I do think it's important for us to educate people about the value and importance of staying engaged and voting, and try to your point, try to get smart about who's on the ballot and who should I be voting for.
Yes.
But I will say that well, anyway, last thing I'll say on that is if that's something that's of interest, let's talk about it, because I think that would be really interesting to educate folks. And you don't vote for me.
Yeah.
But I do this anyway.
Yeah.
So if that's the kind of thing that you guys want to do, let's educate people about what's happening underneath their nose. Okay.
So last but not least, because I know she's strict about this. So we got 2 minutes, or 1 minute, but I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I would like to say for the people, because I just had a debate kind of with a group of people. What do you say to the people that says our vote don't matter, it don't count? Because that actually is a strain. Like a lot of people that I talk to that I've been in the neighborhoods, and they be like, man, they don't even count our votes, man. We ain't going to vote. I tell them, I'm like, bruh, what is 5 minutes of your time? Right? Give me 5 minutes of your time. That's what we gotta focus on, just 5 minutes. Because everybody I done talked to, like that's in the hood, the people that feel like, what do you feel like? What do you say to those people?
If let's talk about the black community specifically.
Yes.
In this instance, if your vote wasn't important, they wouldn't be coming around every 2 and 4 years.
Yes.
So they know it's important.
Yes.
They know it's the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah.
In a whole lot of different races.
You're right about that.
And so, number one, I would say, as a community, your vote's very important.
Yes.
But I would also say, it's important for your community to get smarter and smarter about how to intelligently use your vote.
Yeah.
And be very clever and smart about who's actually serious about doing the community right.
Yeah.
So I understand the cynicism. I understand people's frustration. Because if you are told the same thing every 2 and 4 years, over and over and over again, and then you're looking around and you're saying, man, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Then you might think voting is not going to fix my lived reality. But I'm with you. I would say, look, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen. We need to invest in our communities. We need to invest in young men and women who are coming out of high school. They need significantly more apprenticeships. The economy's changing.
Yeah.
So there's lots of good work that can be done at the local, state, and federal level.
Yeah.
But don't think for a second that your vote doesn't count.
Okay.
People are desperate for y'all as a group to come out and support a specific candidate. But I would say that some people take you for advantage, or take advantage of you, and they take you for granted. And I think it's up to community leaders like yourself to invest in the time and energy to educate folks, which you're doing, on why you should vote, and who's actually got our best interest at heart.
Okay. I want you to look at the camera right there and say, I do it for my City TV campaign edition.
I do it for my City TV campaign edition.
I do it for my city.
They told me do it for the city, so I gotta go and get it. See, I'm focused and committed, live, yeah. And I'ma bring it back with me. If it ain't about money, ain't no sense with it, live, yeah. They told me do it for the city, so I gotta go and get it. See, I'm focused and committed, live, yeah. And I'ma bring it back with me. If it ain't about money, ain't no sense with it, live, yeah. I just wanna see my city shining like a light. We don't know what Maybachs or Lamborghinis feel like.